Good morning, everyone. We will begin the morning service of Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama for protection and the permission to participate today in the divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka amahara ni kamuzumarimasu kamuro kamuro no mikoto moshite sume miyoya kamu izanagi no mikoto tsukushi no himuka no tachihana no odo no ahagi hara ni Misogi harai tamo toki ni narimaseru harai dono o kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumi kegare o harai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshio Amatsu-kami kuni tsukami ao yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fuchi koma no mimi furi tatete kikoshi mese to kashi komi mo maosu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hai tamae. Kam nagara tamachi hai mase. Kam nagara tamachi hai mase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated for group Johrei. Obrigado, Meishu-sama. Teaching today is entitled The Great Law of Nature is from the Daily Inspirations, page 83. The great universe, all its stars and planets, exists in perfect balance because each and every part moves in accordance with divine order. Nature, its great, majestic beauty, is the silent, priceless teaching of the Supreme God. People once thought of conquering nature, but instead were conquered themselves before they could even realize what nature had accomplished. All of creation has the potential to bring pleasure to humanity. Think of the flowers in spring, the colors of autumn, the scenic beauty of mountains and rivers, the loveliness of moonlit nights, and the comfort of hot mineral springs. God has provided all these things for our enjoyment and giving us the senses with which to enjoy them. Since God has done all this, to turn away from the abundance God offers, to deliberately attempt to exist only on the barest necessities, is contrary to God's wishes. I do not believe in asceticism. I live an ordinary life like other people do, for I believe this is in harmony with God's will. Paradise on earth will be a world in which the lives of all human beings will be elevated in every way, and all kinds of fine art and entertainment will make great progress. Our purpose is to create a world full of truth, virtue, and beauty. The ascetic way of life may be full of virtue, but it lacks truth and beauty. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters morning service. Thank you also for joining us in prayer for world peace. Today, I would like to share with you the faith experiences of Walter Joaquim Nunes. He's from the Recreio Johrei Center in Rio de Janeiro. Walter, who is now 57 years old, has been a member of our church for 44 years. He's a teacher and works in a public school. For more than a year, he and his associate teachers experienced serious problems with 15 and 16 years students who constantly engaged in conflict. The disturbing situation worsened virtually every day, and everyone, including Walter, complained all the time. The teachers, aware that some students were facing serious family problems, believed that this was a primary reason for these students acting out in highly undisciplined ways. Worn out and exasperated by everything that he was experiencing, Walter began to reach his limit. Without seeing any prospect for a solution from a material point of view, Walter decided to turn to the teachings of Meishu-sama and the practices of our faith. And so, in the first half of 2017, Walter took the initiative of taking flower arrangements to his school, with the feeling of transforming the spiritual atmosphere of the overall environment. Indeed, he felt compromised by a certain embarrassment of entering the school carrying flower arrangements. But nonetheless, his sincere desire to share Meishu-sama's light inspired him to actually place the arrangements on a table in the hallway so that everyone might enjoy the flowers. The student inspector was very touched and declared that the flowers would indeed bring good energy that seemingly could affect the environment that was so filled with conflict. Thereafter, Walter brought flowers to the school on a weekly basis while praying to God and Meishu-sama and asking that bright light affect the teenagers, as well as bring greater discernment for the faculty to deal with the situation at hand. He continued this practice for approximately 2 months. After this period, Walter noticed that the students had become calmer. Episodes of unruliness decreased, and classroom environments became more friendly. At the end of the year, he witnessed tears of sadness from the students saying farewell to the staff. Walter was very emotional and started to reflect on what had happened. He understood that not only had the students changed, but so had he. Truly wishing for their happiness, he became more patient, more tolerant, and empathetic. Today, he's convinced that using human force is useless unless certain circumstances, under certain circumstances. In some cases, we need to rely on the help of our practice of faith so that the divine light can manifest and reverse any situation. As a teacher and practitioner of the teachings of Meishu-sama, Walter reaffirmed his commitment to contribute to the development of good citizens who can act in society as instruments for the creation of paradise on earth. Thank you very much for attending this service, for listening to this faith experience. Wish a very blessed week, and with this concludes our morning service.